Could Africa be the richest continent on Earth, if not for the plague of corruption and leadership crisis? This is a question that we must ponder upon. Beginnings are always the hardest, but they lay the foundation for what's to come. In Africa's case, the earliest coup d'etat took place in Libya in the year 1949, and it set the stage for a disturbing trend that would sweep across the continent. Idris of Libya was overthrown by his own nephew, marking the first recorded coup in Africa. It was the first domino to fall in a long line of dominoes. Moving forward, the 60s were a turbulent time for the continent. In 1963, Togo witnessed its first coup, set in motion by Etienne Ayadima, who later renamed himself as Gnassingbé Ayadima. This coup was particularly notable as it was the first time a sitting president in Africa was assassinated. As the years went by, the coup continued. In 1971, Idi Amin Dada seized power in Uganda through a military coup. His rule was marked by gross human rights abuses, political repression, and corruption. The 70s also saw coups in Ethiopia, Central African Republic, and Comoros, among others. The trend of coups and corruption carried on into the new millennium. In 2008, Guinea saw a coup following the death of President Lansana Conté. In 2013, Central African Republic witnessed a coup led by Michel Djotodia, who overthrew François Bozize. Fast forward to the present day, and the crisis of leadership and corruption continues to persist. In 2020, Mali was rocked by a coup that ousted President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta. In essence, the continent has weathered a series of coups, each one leaving a mark on its history and people. From the first coup in Libya to the most recent one in Mali, the threat of corruption and leadership crisis has been a constant. To sum it up, Africa's leadership and corruption issues have been a long-standing problem, starting from the earliest coups in the mid-20th century to the most recent ones in the 21st century. The continent has been marred by a series of coups, each one a symptom of the larger issues of corruption and leadership crisis. The question remains, how can Africa break this cycle? While it is easy to point fingers and lay blame, it is important to remember that change is a collective effort. It is a call to action for leaders to rise above personal interests and strive for the betterment of their nations. It is a call for citizens to hold their leaders accountable and demand transparency. Africa has the potential to be the richest continent on Earth. It's time to realize that potential.